What's going on, friends? Welcome back to College Sports Corner. It's Thursday. We are just 8.5 days away from the start of the season. Thank God it'll be next Saturday. Got a lot of things to go over today. We're going to do PAC12, SEC, Sun Belt, Independence, concert previews. We're actually going to go over the FCS Division2, Division3 teams that are expected to have a good season, maybe even make a playoff run, maybe. One of them will be the national champion of those leagues. We got a lot to get to today, so we're going to dive right into it. First of all, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything for this whole season coming up. And let's get started right here. Got a lot of news items here. During scrimmage last Saturday for the Texas Longhorns, they lost wide receiver Isaiah Nair and outside guard Junior Angalu to injury. So, yeah, that sucks, man. A lot of these. Remember last year, Georgia, even though they won the national championship, they were losing people left and right in their fall camp. This is happening a lot in fall camp this year. We'll go over some of those, but sucks for those guys, sucks for Texas, but, I guess that's the game. Jared Doge started the last two seasons for West Virginia. Then he transferred to Western Kentucky in this offseason. Now he's left Western Kentucky. Not sure what's going on there. I don't know if somebody beat him out as a starter, or maybe NIL, you never know. Penn State defensive end, Ken Talley, he has entered the transfer portal. Jerry Bohannon was named starting quarterback at South Florida. In return, quarterback Timmy McClain enters the transfer portal. He started 9 games for the Bulls last year, lost his starting job, so he's gone. He doesn't want to be at South Florida anymore. So, Arizona State coach Herm Edwards announced starting defensive end Michael Mattis will miss the entire upcoming season with an ACL tear. Man, it sucks for him. Hope he heals up. That, like I said, man, getting hurt in fall camp sucks. The season's fixing to start, and then to find out you're not going to play because of injury, man, that's got to be some tough shit. Let's see here. Oh, here's some interesting tidbit I found. 8 Power 5 schools have never hosted ESPN College Game Day. Did you know that? They are Cal, Duke, Illinois, Kansas, Maryland, Rutgers, Syracuse, and Virginia. Kind of surprised, really, about some of these teams. Remember back in the late 90s, Syracuse, they were a pretty damn good team. Virginia was a pretty good team late 90s. Illinois, Cal, remember Jeff Tedford was there. Actually surprised they didn't go to any of those schools during those time periods, but apparently they didn't. So anyway. Okay, ESPN senior writer Pete Thamel reports, here we go, the presidents and chancellors who make up the CFP board of managers held a brief discussion on Monday about major college football operating under a governing body other than the NCAA. So maybe major college football wants to break away from the NCAA. Personally, I think the NCAA has been a joke the last few years. It's like they're afraid to punish people ever since the whole SMU thing. They seem to step on their foot a lot. Seems like to me it's an bunch of old guys getting rich and just, yeah, whatever. Yeah, okay. Lose scholarships. Just get out of our face so we can make our money. So, hey, we'll see what happens with that. Good news here. Dick Vitale has gone from being in remission from cancer to cancer-free. So congratulations, Dick Vitale. We all told you could beat this thing, and you did. So congratulations, brother. Virginia Tech names Grant Wells their starting quarterback. Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh says the quarterback battle for his team could go all the way into the season. So we'll see what happens there. Ohio State running back Evan Pryor, he is out for the season. Knee injury. I think it said he only played in 4 games last year, but still, losing a player. LSU quarterback Miles Brennan has decided to end his football career. He says his playing days are over. He has actually had 2 season-ending injuries last year and the year before. So he's kind of had bad luck with injuries, and he's going to call it a career. So good luck to him, whatever he does. This here, you probably saw this. This is funny. Whether he's serious or not, who knows. Lane Kiffin says he found Ole Miss's next punter at a frat party. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but still fun to listen to, isn't it? Good old Lane. Never disappoints us. Oh, the guy's name is Charlie Pollock. So if you see Charlie Pollock, ask him, did you really get discovered at a frat party? Vandy's defensive end linebacker Miles Capers. Fortunately, he will miss the season with an injured knee. He played in the final 4 games last year for Vanderbilt. A little bit, hey, we talk about everybody here. A little bit of hockey news. Michigan names Brandon Navarro interim men's hockey coach. 2 days after cutting ties with Coach Mel Pearson for evidently cut ties with him, and they're under investigation because he pressured student athletes to lie about COVID contact tracing during the 2021 season. So Brandon Navarro, he is your interim Michigan men's hockey coach. LeBron James shuts down rumors linking his son Bronny James to Oregon. Thank God, LeBron, because I've been worried about this for the last few months. Princeton Hall of Fame coach Pete Carril passes away at 92. He coached at Princeton from 67 to 96. He was 5'25" and 273. 13 Ivy League titles. Won the NIT championship in 1975. Made it to 11 NCAA tournaments. Spent 13 seasons with the Sacramento Kings as an assistant coach before retiring in 2012. So Coach Carril, long career in basketball. Passed away in 92. Prayers to his family, friends, and former teammates. Hell of a career there he had. Michigan State's Tom Izzo signs a 4-year, what they call a rollover contract, to just under $6 million a year. So I told you we had quite a few news items. There they are. So let's go and dive into these conference previews. Starting with the Pac12, Utah Utes 10-4, 8-1 in conference. Beat Oregon for the Pac-12 championship. Lost the Rose Bowl to Ohio State, which it really looked like they might could win that game. But if I remember right, the quarterback got hurt and knocked out of the game. And it kind of just went downhill from there. But they looked pretty good in that game for a while. 8 on offense, 5 on defense, plus the kickers coming back. Their non-conference schedule includes Florida, Southern Utah, and San Diego State. Yeah, I believe the Florida game, I think that's their first game. They go to Gainesville. Oregon Ducks, 10-4, 7-2 in conference. Lost the Pac-12 championship to Oregon. Lost the Alamo Bowl to Oklahoma. 7 on offense, 7 on defense, kicker and the punter. All coming back. Non-conference includes that first game against Georgia, Eastern Washington, BYU. Oregon, didn't they beat Ohio State and then I don't know, next week lost to a bad Stanford team? I think that's what happened. Sorry, there was like a little gnat on my iPad and I just wasn't going for that. USC Trojans, Lincoln Riley, of course, is their new coach. 4-8, 3-6. The last conference title was 2017. Last bowl was the 2019 Holiday Bowl. 5 on offense, 4 on defense, kicker coming back. See how Lincoln Riley can work with that and everybody else he's brought in there. Rice, Fresno State, Notre Dame. That is their non-conference schedule. And too bad the Rice game's not here in Texas, because I'd go to that. I mean, I'm sure Rice would get killed by USC, but still, I would go just to see, USC coming in. Their brothers who are leaving with them to the Big Ten in a couple of years, UCLA Bruins, 8-4, 6-3. Last conference title, 1998. I believe Cade McNown was their quarterback. If I remember right, 1998 was a screwed up year because sometime in the beginning of the season, second or third week, a lot of games got canceled because of the hurricane. And UCLA was supposed to play Miami like the second and third week. And some other crazy stuff happened. And so they moved those games to the end of the season. And it was just all chaos. They threw that whole BCS into chaos in that last week with all these makeup games. But, the last conference, 1998, Cade McNown was their quarterback. Holiday Bowl last year versus North Carolina State was canceled, I'm guessing because of COVID. But they got 4 on offense, 2 on defense coming back, plus their kicker. Non-conference includes Bowling Green, Alabama State, and South Alabama. Not too bad for the non-conference part of it. Oregon State, the mighty Oregon State Beavers, 7-6, 5-4. Last conference title was 2000, and they were the only team to beat Washington that year, and probably kept Washington out of the national championship game. Washington had to settle for the Rose Bowl, which they won. Beat Purdue, beat Drew Brees and Purdue. But yeah, 2000. I think that was the year they had that badass running back, Ken Simonton. I think it was 2000. That guy was pretty damn good. Anyway, yeah, lost the LA Bowl to Utah State. But listen to this: 6 on offense, 9 on defense coming back, plus punter and a place kicker. Things aren't looking too bad. Boise State, Fresno State, Montana State, all on their non-conference. Man, those are going to be tough. Those 3 right there. Boise's not the Boise of yesterday, but they're still a damn good team. Fresno's a damn good team. Montana State, the FCS team, they're making the playoffs almost every year. So they're non-conference because kind of looks a little tough there. Washington Huskies. Oh, Washington, have you fallen? You've fallen far. 4-8, 3-6 last year. So they got rid of that Jimmy Lake guy. Last conference title, 2018. And if I remember right, they went to the playoff that year and got smoked by Alabama. Last bowl game, 2019, Las Vegas Bowl. 4 on offense, 2 on defense, and the kicker coming back. Their non-conference includes Kent State, Portland State, and Michigan State. California Bears, 5-7, 4-5. 3 on offense, 5 on defense, kicker and the punter. UC Davis, UNLV, and Notre Dame are all on their non-conference. Arizona State Sun Devils, 8-5, 6-3 in conference. Last conference title was 2007. Lost the Las Vegas Bowl to Wisconsin. 3 on offense, 3 on defense, and the punter's coming back. Their non-conference includes Northern Arizona, Oklahoma State, Eastern Michigan. Stanford Cardinal, I don't know what's happened to them. David Shaw's a great coach. It's crazy what's going on there at Stanford the last few years. 3-9, 2-7. Last conference title was 2015. Last bowl was the Sun Bowl in 2018. But hey, 9 on offense coming back. Only 4 on defense. Kicker and the punter. Colgate, Notre Dame, and BYU are all on their non-conference. Notre Dame and BYU could be tough. Colgate's not a bad FCS team. So just keep that in mind when they play. Washington State Cougars, 7-6, 6-3. Last conference title, 2002. 4-0. 4 on offense, 6 on defense. Kicker and the punter coming back. Idaho, Wisconsin, Colorado State is all on their non-conference schedule. The Arizona Wildcats, they've got to improve, huh? Only ways up. 1-11, 1-8 in conference. Last conference title, 1993. That was back in the old Desert Swarm days. Remember that? Used to call their defense in the early 90s the Desert Swarm. Last bowl was the 2017. What's that? Vasker Farms Bowl? 5 on offense, 6 on defense. The punter. Their non-conference includes San Diego State, Mississippi State, and North Dakota State. And Colorado Buffaloes, 4-8, 3-6. Last conference title, 2001 in the old Big 12. I think they beat Texas that year. 3 on offense, 5 on defense, kicker coming back. And their non-conference includes TCU, Air Force, and Minnesota. And crazy, no Colorado State. That's always been a big rivalry there. And usually the first game of the season, Colorado and Colorado State would play. I think usually in Mile High Stadium, but not going on this year. I don't know why. All right, so that is it for the Pac-12. Let's move on to the SEC. Alabama Crimson Tide, 13-2, 7-1. Nick Saban says that's a rebuilding year. You know, last time they didn't go to a bowl was 2003. Man, was that Mike Shula was their coach? Can't believe it. Mike Shula or Mike Dubose may have been their coach when that last time they didn't go to a bowl game. Let's see. Beat Georgia in the SEC championship game. won the Cotton Bowl in the semifinals, beat Cincinnati, lost to Georgia in the national championship game. 5 on offense, 7 on defense, kicker and the punter. Non-conference for Alabama includes Utah State, Texas, Louisiana Monroe, Austin Peay. Utah State's not a bad team, so Utah State and Texas look like that might be their hard non-conference games. Your national championship, Georgia Bulldogs, 14-1, 8-0. Last time they missed a bowl was 1996. Lost SEC championship game to Bama. Won the Orange Bowl semifinal game against Michigan. Beat Bama for the national championship. 6 on offense, 3 on defense, the kicker. Non-conference includes Oregon, Samford, South Carolina, Kent State. Texas A&M, 8-4, 4-4. Last conference title, 1998 Big 12. Yeah. Last time they missed the bowl was 2008. 5 on offense, 5 on defense, punter. Sam Houston, Appalachian State, Miami, and UMass, all on their non-conference schedule. Arkansas Razorbacks, really like what old Sam has done at that place. 9-4, 4-4. Last conference title was in 1989, the old Southwest Conference. Won the Outback Bowl, beat Penn State. 6 on offense, 3 on defense, kicker and the punters coming back. Cincinnati, Missouri State, BYU, and Liberty on their non-conference. And Cincinnati, BYU, and Liberty, I think we've seen what they've done over the last few years. It could be tough non-conference for Arkansas. Ole Miss Rebels got their punter from a frat party. They are ready to go. 10-3, 6-2. Last conference title was 63. Wow, that long ago, 1963. Baylor beat them in the Sugar Bowl last year. Lost that. 5 on offense, 5 on defense. Decent. Troy, Central Arkansas, Georgia Tech, and Tulsa is all on their non-conference schedule. Kentucky Wildcats, who seem to be improving every year. John Calipari hasn't noticed it, but everybody else has. 10-3, 5-3. Last conference title, though, 1976. Beat Iowa in the Citrus Bowl. That's pretty good. 5-0, or 5 on offense, 6 on defense. Kicker coming back. Non-conference includes Miami of Ohio, Youngstown State, Northern Illinois, and Louisville. I guess that's a rivalry game. They always play Louisville. Tennessee Volunteers. I'm really interested to see what Josh Heupel does with this team these next few years. 7-6, 4-4 in conference. Last conference title in 1998 when they won the national championship under Philip Fulmer with T. Martin as their quarterback. They did lose the Music City Bowl last year to Purdue. But listen to this. 8 on offense, 7 on defense, kicker and the punter all coming back. Their non-conference includes Ball State, Pitt, which that was a good game last year, Pitt, Tennessee, Akron, and UT Martin. So they could have a lot more than 7 wins this year, especially with all them coming back, and who knows who they got in the transfer portal. And watch Tennessee this year. See what they do. Oh, LSU. Brian Kelly comes from Notre Dame to LSU. 6-7, 3-5. 2 on offense, 3 on defense. Non-conference includes Florida State, Southern, New Mexico, UAB. Might be a pretty tough hill to climb for LSU. As you can see from the ship behind me, half our house is an LSU house, so my wife might be pissed off the whole season. She might be happy the whole season. Who knows? Florida Gators looking to bounce back from the Dan Mullen era. 6-7, 2-6. Last conference title was 2008. Lost the Gasparilla Bowl to Central Florida. You know they weren't happy about that. 5 on offense, 6 on defense. Punter coming back. Non-conference includes Utah, that first game we talked about. Southern Florida or South Florida, Eastern Washington, and their annual FSU battle. Mississippi State Bulldogs, 7-6, 4-4. Last conference title, 1941. Whew. Lost the Liberty Bowl last year to Texas Tech. 5 on offense, 7 on defense. Memphis, Arizona, Bowling Green, East Tennessee State, all on their non-conference schedule. South Carolina Gamecocks, another interesting team to watch to see how Shane Beamer, what he does this year and the next couple of years. 7-6, 3-5. Last conference title, 1969. Do you know what conference that is from? It's back when they were in the old ACC conference. Won the Duke's Mayo Bowl, beat North Carolina. We all saw the celebration after that. 6 on offense, 5 on defense, the punter. Georgia State, Charlotte, South Carolina State, and their annual battle of Clemson is their non-conference schedule. Auburn, 6-7, 3-5. Last conference title was 2013. Lost the Birmingham Bowl to Houston. But hey, 7 on offense, 7 on defense. The kicker and the punter coming back, so that's not too bad. Non-conference includes Mercer, San Jose State, Penn State. Remember that game last year? And Western Kentucky. Missouri Tigers, 6-7, 3-5. Last conference title, 1969. Do you know what conference? The old Big 8 conference. Lost the Armed Forces Bowl to Army. 4 on offense, 7 on defense, and the kickers coming back. Non-conference includes Louisiana Tech, Kansas State, Abilene Christian, and New Mexico State. Vanderbilt Commodores, 2-10, 0-8 in conference last year. Last conference title, can you guess? I bet you can't. I bet you don't even know what conference it was either. All right, before you Google it, last conference title, 1923 in the old Southern Conference. Last bowl game was 2018, the Texas Bowl. Is that right? I don't remember them going to the Texas Bowl. Maybe somebody canceled or something. I don't know. 5 on offense, 6 on defense, and the kicker. Their non-conference includes their first game. They're going to Hawaii. How great is that? Hawaii, Elion, Lake Forest, and Northern Illinois. That is it for the SEC. Let's move on to the Sun Belt. Oh, man. Appalachian State Mountaineers, 10-4, 7-1. Let's see. Lost the Sun Belt Championship to Louisiana. Lost the Boca Raton Bowl to Western Kentucky. 7 on offense, 6 on defense. North Carolina, Texas A&M, Citadel, and the mighty Rob Morris is all on their non-conference schedule. Coastal Carolina, I don't know how the hell to say their mascot. Chanticleers. Still don't know how to say it. Anyway, Coastal Carolina, 11-2, 6-2. Won the Tailgater Cure Bowl, beat Northern Illinois. But they got 3 on offense, coming back 3 on defense. Their non-conference includes Army, Gardner-Webb, Buffalo, and Virginia. So, see how that works. Louisiana Raging Cajuns, 13-1, 8-0 in conference. Won the Sun Belt Conference Championship, beat Appalachian State. Won the New Orleans Bowl also, beat Marshall. 5 on offense, 4 on defense, plus the punters coming back. And the non-conference schedule includes Southeast Louisiana, Eastern Michigan, Rice, and Florida State. Marshall, Thundering Herd, 7-6, 5-3. Last conference title, 2014 in Conference USA. Lost the New Orleans Bowl to Louisiana. 5 on offense, 6 on defense coming back. Non-conference schedule includes Norfolk State, Notre Dame, Bowling Green, Gardner-Webb. Georgia State Panthers, 8-5, 6-2. Won the Camellia Bowl, beat Ball State. Hey, 8 on offense, 6 on defense, and the punter coming back. That ain't bad. South Carolina, North Carolina, Charlotte, and Army are all on their non-conference schedule. Troy Trojans. Remember, they used to kind of shock people a few years back. Beat teams or gave teams fits they shouldn't. 5-7, 3-5. Last conference title was 2017. Last bowl, 2018. Dollar General Bowl. 10 on offense coming back. 9 on defense. And the kicker and the punter. Keep an eye on Troy this year. See what they can do. Ole Miss, Alabama, A&M, Western Kentucky, and Army are all on their non-conference schedule. Arkansas State Red Wolves, 2-10, 1-7. Man, last conference title 2018, last bowl game 2019. That was the old Camellia Bowl. 5 on offense, 3 on defense, and the punters coming back. Grambling State, Ohio State, Memphis, and UMass all part of their non-conference schedule. Southern Miss Golden Eagles, 3-9, 2-6. Last conference title was 2011, Conference USA. 6 on offense, 7 on defense, kicker and the punter. Liberty, Miami, Northwestern State, and Tulane on their non-conference schedule. James Madison Dukes. This is their first year playing in the FBS. 1972 was their first year to start playing football. They have 10 conference titles and 2 national championships in the FCS. So they decided, hey, let's move to FBS and see what we can do. Last year, they were 12-2, 7-1 in the Colonial Athletic Association. They did lose in the semifinals of the playoffs to North Dakota State. 4 on offense, 4 on defense coming back. Middle Tennessee, Norfolk State, and Louisville are going to be their non-conference schedule. Old Dominion Monarchs, 6-7, 5-3. Last bowl was 2016, Bahamas Bowl. Hey, though, 8 on offense, 8 on defense, and the punter's coming back, so might be somebody to keep an eye on. Vautech, East Carolina, Virginia, and Liberty are all on their non-conference. So it's a good chance for they could start 0-3. But hey, you never know. South Alabama Jaguars, 5-7, 2-6. Last bowl was the 2016 Arizona Bowl. 7 on offense, 5 on defense. Kicker and the punter's coming back. Nicholls, Central Michigan, UCLA, and Louisiana Tech are their non-conference schedule. Georgia Southern Eagles, 3-9, 2-6. Last conference title 2014. 5 on offense, 4 on defense, plus the kicker and the punter. Morgan State, Nebraska, UAB, Ball State, part of their non-conference schedule. Louisiana Monroe Warhawks, 4-8, 2-6 in conference. Last conference title 2005. Last bowl game 2018, the Independence Bowl. 8 on offense, 6 on defense, kicker and the punter, all coming back. Texas, Nicholls, Alabama, and Army, part of their non-conference. So 3 tough games there for sure. Maybe even Nicholls, who knows. Texas State Bobcats, 4-8, 3-5. Last title was 2008 in the old Southland Conference. 6 on offense, 5 on defense, kicker and the punter's coming back. Non-conference includes Nevada, Florida International, Baylor, and Houston Baptist. That is it for your Sun Belt. Let's go to the Independents real quick. All right. Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Been Independents forever. Marcus Freeman, new coach there. 11-2, lost the Fiesta Bowl to Oklahoma State. 8 on offense, 4 on defense coming back. Key games here because they don't have a non-conference schedule. Ohio State, North Carolina, BYU, and Clemson. Those are the key games. BYU turned into a pretty damn good team. 10-3, but they did lose the Independence Bowl to UAB. Last conference title, 2007 in the old Mountain West. 7 on offense, 8 on defense, kicker and the punter's coming back. Tough key games for them. BYU, man, their schedule. Baylor, Oregon, Utah State, Notre Dame, Arkansas, Liberty. That's just the key games of their schedule. So I think they may have the toughest schedule in the conference or in the country. I don't know. I could be wrong, but man, it's kind of a gauntlet there. That's just some of the games. Liberty, 8-5. Last conference title, 2014, the Big South. Won the Lending Tree Bowl, be Central or Eastern Michigan, I'm sorry. 5 on offense, 5 on defense, kicker and the punter's coming back. Their key games are Wake Forest, BYU, Arkansas, Vautech. Man, a lot of these independents play some damn good schedules, don't they? Army Black Knights, 9-4. They beat Missouri in the Armed Forces Bowl last year. 5 on offense, 5 on defense, kicker coming back. Some of their key games, Coastal Carolina, UTSA, Wake Forest, Air Force, Navy. The lonely Yukon Huskies, man. 1-11. They won their one game, they beat Yale by 6. Last conference title, 2010, the old Big East. Last bowl, 2015, St. Petersburg Bowl. 4 on offense, 6 on defense, kicker and the punter coming back. And some of their schedule here doesn't get any easier. Utah State, Michigan, North Carolina State, Fresno State, Liberty, and Army. Could be another long year for UConn. And on the other edge of that, UMass, 1-11. Last conference title, 2007, in the old Colonial Conference in the FCS. Their only win came from when they beat UConn by 2 touchdowns. 6 on offense, 5 on defense. Kicker coming back. Some of their key games: Liberty, Texas A&M, and Army. New Mexico State Aggies, 2-10 last year. The last conference title, 1960. Can you name that conference? The old Border Conference. Last bowl was 2017, the old Arizona Bowl. 3 on offense, 5 on defense, kicker and the punter. Some of their key games: Miami, Wisconsin, Mizzou, and Liberty. All right, so that is it for FBS. I'm going to go over some things here. Got some FCS stuff here for you. Here's some teams projected to do very well in the FCS, make a playoff run, maybe even be national champion. These aren't in any order. North Dakota State, South Dakota State. North Dakota State's your national champion. South Dakota State lost in the semis. Sam Houston State, but I read something about Sam Houston's not eligible for the playoffs this year because they're moving to FBS. I've only read that one spot. I haven't heard anything else about that, so it may not be true. That one spot may not know they're ash from a hole in the ground, or they might. So maybe or maybe not. Montana State, they lost the national championship game. I think, didn't we say they were playing Oregon State? Watch out, Oregon State. Montana, the Grizzlies, they're always a good team. They lost in the quarters last year. Missouri State, Kennesaw State, Southern Illinois, Villanova, Eastern Tennessee, which they both lost in the quarterfinals last year. Eastern Washington, Jackson State, Stephen F. Austin, Sacramento State, Holy Cross, Incarnate Word, Southeast Louisiana, Florida A&M, Richmond, Weber State, Jacksonville State, UT Martin, Mercer, Delaware, Chattanooga. Not saying one of them is going to win the national championship. Might be somebody nobody even thinks of, but if you're going to bet on them, one of those teams, I'd probably maybe take one off that list. But that's just me. Okay, move on to Division 2 real quick. Here are 25 teams to keep an eye on in Division 2. Ferris State, who is the reigning Division 2 national champion. Valdosta State, who lost the national championship game. Colorado School of Mines, they lost in the semifinals. Grand Valley State, Northwest Missouri State, they lost in the quarterfinals last year. Shepherd lost in the semifinals. Bowie State lost in the quarterfinals. Angelo State lost in the quarterfinals. And then Notre Dame of Ohio, West Florida, Harding, Nebraska Kinnery, West Georgia, Western Colorado, Avashida Baptist, Lanier Rain, California, Pennsylvania, New Haven, Albany State in Georgia, Augustana, South Dakota, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Washburn, Bemidji State, Newberry, and Minnesota Duluth. Those are your teams in the Division 2 to keep an eye on. And last but not least, teams to keep an eye on in Division 3. Mount Union, always a damn good team every year, except last year they lost in the semifinals. North Central lost the national championship game. Mary Hardin Baylor was your national champions. Wisconsin Whitewater, they're always a good team, lost in the semifinals. Delaware Valley, Central, Linfield, Hardin Simmons, Wheaton, Wisconsin Lacrosse, Trinity, Johns Hopkins, St. John's, Cortland State. Muhlenberg lost in the quarterfinals. Wisconsin River Falls, RPI, I'm not sure who that is. Birmingham Southern, Ithaca, DePauw, Randolph-Macon, Wisconsin Oshkosh, Salisbury, Redlands, Lake Forest. If you're a betting man on Division 3 football, that might be your list there to go off of. All right, so hey, that's it. Man, got half a day today. Got tomorrow. The weekend is here. And then when Saturday gets here, guess what? Officially 1 week until college football starts. So we'll be back next week. We're going to go over that first week. The games we have. I think we got like a dozen games, but hell, college football's back. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Have a great weekend. Be safe, and we'll see you next time.